Hello, Darklings! So if there's one thing I get asked a lot about, it's my wardrobe. It's my clothing, it's my shopping habits, and where I got everything. So I'm a big thrift person, and here are a few kind of like tips and tricks for being able to be a good shopper and expanding your wardrobe and making the most out of your wardrobe. So, like I said, I'm a thrifter. Everything I'm wearing today, except for my hat, is thrifted. I got a couple of things from work, but pretty much I make a lot of jewelry, I make a lot of clothes or modify a lot of clothes, and it's a really good way of making your wardrobe unique and you specific. And one of the big things, number one, as a shopper, that you can do is when you go into a store, is be nice to the employees. It's really simple and surprisingly difficult for people, apparently, as someone who is very biased because I've worked in retail for 6 years, is being nice to the employees, especially if you're a frequent shopper. If you are a frequent shopper and you're nice to the employees, sometimes they'll be really helpful for you, more so than just if you were a regular customer. I've noticed that, for example, at my local Michael's, there is one woman that works there. She knows I go in all the time, and sometimes she'll be nice and she'll give me a discount on a slightly more expensive item. She knows I'm a little pressed for cash and that I come in a lot and that I'm good to buy stuff. And so sometimes she'll cut me a break because I'm always polite, I don't mess up the store, stuff like that. It's really not that difficult to be nice to retail workers, and yet it seems to be difficult for people. I don't know why. For another example, my favorite thrift store, since I kind of have one specific one I like to go to all the time, I'm consistently nice to the people that work there. I'm friends with a few of the people that work there. Most of the people there know me by name because I come in all the time. And the advantage of being a frequent shopper in one particular thrift store that seems to suit you is that sometimes they'll either find things and set them aside because they think of you, or they'll give you discounts, because I know that my thrift store sometimes gives me 25% off, which saves me so much. And one of the other great things about the thrift system is that your wardrobe changes when you change. I know that I've gone through a lot of different phases of fashion and things that I like to wear and looks I like to go for. So whenever I come across stuff that I don't really want to wear anymore, or stuff that just doesn't suit my style anymore, I can take it into my thrift store and get store credit so I can get new wardrobe items. I do have a big wardrobe, but the thing is, everything I get is more or less really cheap. And unfortunately, my clothing is one of the main reasons I'm kind of poor. I really need to amend that. At least I look cool. But also with thrifting, it's kind of a hit or miss kind of game. So with thrift stores, you usually go more than one time to look for different things. When I'm thrifting, I usually have a specific kind of article of clothing in mind. Like, okay, today I'm looking for a sleeveless shirt that has lace on it. I'll kind of keep it broad but also specific at the same time and see what I can find. And sometimes I won't find it and find something completely different that's still really cool. And other times I will go in with no idea in mind and find all kinds of cool things. And other times I won't find anything. That's just how it goes. And I know that the thrift system doesn't really work in some other countries. I've noticed a lot of people have commented, especially those that are from Britain, that charity shops mostly just have old lady clothes and you don't have a lot of luck, and I'm very sorry. The internet is also your friend when it comes to clothing. I know shipping sucks, but I have definitely bought a lot of cool things off of Etsy and off of eBay. And so sometimes that's kind of what you have to do if you want to really dress to impress. But it's not an all the time kind of deal. I know that everything I'm wearing came from the same thrift store, and I just kept having luck. And sometimes you just kind of have like a charm with the thrift gods or something because you just go so frequently. Also, another thing that you can do is most thrift stores are arranged by color instead of just size or style, since everything is different. So you can go and find a size and then find the color that you're looking for, which in my case is just about always black. Duh. And then I can kind of sort through there. If I'm not finding anything that I like there, I might move to the next larger size. Then I can have something that's intentionally a little bit big. It's more comfortable. And it's kind of a different boho flowy look. Who knows? And then sometimes I'll go a size down, and if it's a little too small for me, I can cut it up a bit, and so I can fill it out a little more comfortably. Stuff like that. And also, a lot of times when you're thrifting or when you're going to mainstream clothing places like H&M, Forever 21, Rue 21, those are kind of the places that I check one or two times a year. Like this hat's from Rue 21. Like I check those places a couple times a year. And you can go to other kind of big companies and find cool things. Like I know that I got my earrings and my chokers from work at Claire's. And I was really surprised that what is more or less a children's store has these earrings. But I like them. So don't be afraid to kind of check these more commercial places, because usually they'll have something that is either good or good enough and you can modify it to make it more you. Modifying clothes, I'm a giant advocate. I've made that pretty clear. Pretty clear. Another thing that I kind of do when I modify clothes, it's why I've seen so many movies. I just turn the TV on, that big brick back there, and I just have white noise going on in the background while I'm sewing, while I'm cutting clothing up, and it makes it totally unique. It's kind of relaxing, and now I have a wardrobe that no one else has. It's a cool trick. Another thing that I like to do when it comes to building my wardrobe is getting stuff I can layer, mix and match. That way you can take a few things and make more outfits from it. There's a reason I haven't repeated an outfit in like 8 years. It's because I've either exchanged stuff for new things, saved some money that way, or I've modified a lot of my clothes. Like I've had some things in my possession and then I'll modify them so they look completely different after a while. Most of my stuff when it comes from a mainstream store is from the clearance rack. I always check the clearance rack first when I enter a store and then check what is black and in my size and see if it works. And if it's under $10, then it's probably going home with me. It kind of just depends. Everybody has their own way of shopping. Like everybody has a shopping method, which I didn't really even notice until a few years ago when I'd shop with other people. So, fun stuff. I think it's kind of funny that everybody asks me so much about my style. I do it because it's fun, and I think that's the number one reason why people should dress up. I dress up for me, not for anybody else. I dress it because it makes me feel better. I wear what I want to wear because it's empowering. It's battle armor. Looks awesome. Compliments are nice, but not what I'm aiming for. So I keep posting outfit photos on Etsy, not on Etsy, on Instagram and Facebook and Tumblr for a reason. It's because I know people get inspiration from it. I think that's awesome that I can provide some inspiration for other people. I think that's really cool. That's why the internet sometimes has its perks. So I hope this gives you a few ideas. Everybody has their own approach, but this is just kind of how I approach things. And now you know some of my shopping secrets. If you have any outfit ideas of your own and you're afraid you can't work them, try them on the night beforehand. One of the reasons why I'm able to get this dressed up every day is when I get home from work before I go to bed, I'll put on a record and I'll kind of just have my own little personal party and try on a bunch of stuff. Other times I'll just have an idea in mind and bam, I'll just come up with an outfit like that. Other times it takes a couple of hours to assemble an outfit. I'll lay out all my jewelry, all my clothes before I go to sleep. That way when I get up in the morning I can get ready in half an hour. But I know not everybody does that. That's just a really good way of doing it and making your look be cohesive with that very little thought when you just woke up and don't want to be awake. So also, if you have any problems with self-confidence, say fuck it. If you look good in it, you look good in it. If you like it, then you look good in it. It's really a matter of what you feel comfortable wearing. If you are not comfortable wearing it, you won't look good in it because the discomfort will show through and ruin it. So that's also just a little other bit of advice, because I've definitely had outfits where I thought that they looked good, but I wasn't comfortable and they didn't look so good anymore. So just throwing that out there. Anyway, till next time, Darklings.